Welcome to the Locked Up RC channel. Today we have a quick installation video for our new dually adapter. Start by assembling your new wheel with the full metal jacket ring. For the next step, you want to grab your dually adapter, dually axle shaft, and one of the included M3 spring pins. Now, if you don't want to mess with the spring pin and compressing it, everything like that, you can just use an M3x20 screw with a lock nut. You want to use the spring pin, you're going to want to use your pliers and pinch one end of it. This is a very tight fit that we've made here. You're going to want to compress one end. As I said, just when you're compressing it, try to rotate the spring pin so that you are compressing it like this and that you're not squishing it flat. Squish it flat, you're not going to be able to get it in. Once you get this pinched down enough that you can get the spring pin started, start it a little bit, not too much, just so that it stays in. Then slide your axle in, make sure your holes are lined up, and then use your pliers to press the spring pin in the rest of the way. Pretty much impossible for me to line this up, have it be visible for me, and show you guys, but once you get the hole kind of lined up, your spring pin should go in pretty easily and without too much issue. Again, if you have issues, you can always just throw in that M3x20 screw. Now, once you have your spring pin in all the way, it is going to poke out a little bit on one side. That's okay. For the next step, we are going to want to remove our existing wheel and tire combination that's already on our existing truck. Get that removed, go ahead and set it aside. You're going to need a wheel hex for your new inner wheel. The new inner wheel is going to have to be an 8L or an SLW if you didn't already know that. So you can take the wheel that we assembled in step 1 with your full metal jacket ring, you pop that on, reuse the nut. Now for the next step, we are going to want to line up the hex that's in the adapter and the holes that are in the adapter with your wheel nut that's in there and the holes in the full metal jacket ring. Now the hex in the adapter is going to help keep your wheel nut tight, but you need to make sure that when you are putting this on there, that not only do the holes line up, but they line up in such a way that this is keeping the wheel nut tight, right? So in this case, it's not lining up at all. So I'm going to try to tighten my nut a little bit to see if that helps. See, so this is like a perfect fit, right? So it's got some slack, but all of the looseness is on one side. And if I was pretending like this was a socket and tightening that wheel nut, when I tighten this, my holes line up perfectly. That means I can put my M3 screws in here and it's going to keep my wheel nut tight. So that's what I'm going to do next. I almost forgot to mention, if you're having problems getting this lined up, we include some washers that you can put behind your wheel nut just to help give you a different angle on this. Now, the washers that come with the kit, there are 4 of them. They are in 2 pairs, and each pair is a different thickness. So that's really going to help you tune this fit. Again, You want to make sure that this is tight, because otherwise your inner wheel nut, eventually it's going to come loose unless you get this fit right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to install our M3x6 screws. Now, you can put 12 in here if you want to. Probably don't need 12. I'm just going to install 6 of these screws. If you want to use Loctite on these, you can. I would not use high strength Loctite. The extra holes are actually there in the ring for one of our other bits of the hubs. There you go. The final steps of putting this together, because I'm running an A08 wheel that has a pin style axle flange, I'm going to put my pin in, line it up, put my wheel on, and put another M4 nut. I do have these tires facing the wrong way, but that's okay. So that is how we install our dually axle adapter on pretty much any truck. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. This inner wheel, you are going to want to run either an 8L or an SLW wheel. You will need to select the appropriate adapter because there is a difference. When we were making these, we designed them around 8L wheels, and then we realized, hey, some people might want to run a different inner wheel. So our 8L adapter is a little bit different than the SLW version, and that's just that this has been remilled to fit down into some SLW wheel hardware. So inner wheel needs to be standard width, standard offset, and either an 8L or an SLW. Now for the outer wheel, you can run whatever you want. You could even be crazy and run some other brand of wheels, but no, that's madness. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Thanks for watching.
If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. Not sure if you want to subscribe yet? Check out one of these videos. Thank you for watching.